Your mother was a great leader, your sisters are leaders, you yourself are an eminent leader. Do you feel that women are born leaders? Do you feel that the innate potential of leadership exists? And how do you think Indian women are slated to take the agenda of leadership forward?
Every housewife is a leader because she's the one who looks after the house. So she is the leader, and it's only a question of awakening as to what you want to do in life that awakens that leadership in you. And if she is in a leadership role in her house, making sure that her child goes to a good school, or those are the decisions that are taken by the woman. Where does she go to get her things? How does she help her husband? Is she also a working woman? Is she also in a role where in her workplace she is a leader? These are all questions that every woman asks of herself. And as the Minister for Industries and the first woman industries minister in Madhya Pradesh, I had to make sure that every time I did something or I stepped out, I knew that it was in the avatar of a role model, because it was not who I thought about for myself, but it was that if I do this well and if I do my day well, there will be 5 women who will be looking to see whether they can do the same. So there was always a question of wanting to do whatever you did for that day well. So if you were the industries minister, how were you serving the industry? And were you helping lady entrepreneurs, women entrepreneurs, especially in the small and medium scale industries, the MSME bracket that we call? So many things. When I'm in my constituency, I'm always encouraging young girls or young women to come out and be with me, because I know how hard it is for a woman to be in politics and to swim through all the sharks and the whales and everybody that you have to swim through to be able to get where you are. So when I see a woman struggling, especially when she's with me, I bring her out and I say, come on, you come with me, just stay with it. People like you. There's a young lady photographer here today, and then my first question to her would be, are you managing? Are you okay? Because, journalism in photography, photographic journalism, is a man's job right now. You hardly see any women. So it's nice when you see a woman there and you say, okay, we're behind you, don't worry.
Ma'am, you've been in the United States for a very long time and you've been in India for some time now. Do you see from then to now, from your mother's time to now, a dramatic shift in the way women have taken leadership positions? What has been your experience? You've spent decades
A dramatic
working.
shift, not in politics, but a dramatic shift, yes, in business and in entrepreneurship. Not only do we see a dramatic shift in women being at the top in India, but all over the world. You had Mrs. Warrior who led Motorola, and after her only came Indira Nooyi with Pepsi. There are so many women, unnamed Indian women, who have got there and done it on their own. So they are not just role models for women internationally, but they are role models for people like us in India, where things can be possible. You just have to work at it. And I think that because of that, you have the Shikha Sharmas of Axis Bank, you have the Chanda Kochers. I'm not going to go in whatever controversy she was in. She was a great role model for people like me, because she and I did a skilling program in Indore, which is now one of the best programs that ICICI Bank has. And in that skilling program, we are providing 99.9% jobs to children who have not finished the 9th standard. So, you have the Chanda Kochers, you have the Shikha Sharmas, you have all these young girls who I see today in magazines, who I read about, who I don't know, who are heading companies. And it's nice to see that. And it'll be nice to see that when that happens in politics. But the dramatic shift in politics hasn't happened yet.
But you're coming from the ecosystem where all your sisters are actually leaders in politics.
We were Maratha warriors. We came from a very big Maratha warrior clan, which fought in the Battle of Panipat. And I think my sister and I know how to fight battles and know how to do what we need to do best.
Tell me 3 things that you think women of today in India need to learn from this leadership ability.
dollops of confidence. Always be sure that if you know you're on the right path, nobody can take you away from there because that's your path. So carve your path. That's one. Two, be have great integrity for yourself. Make sure that that integrity doesn't get lost. And three, you might be a woman, but it's shoulder to shoulder with any male society. So don't worry about it. Don't look at the gender. Just move on.
Ma'am, you spoke about the MSME, empowerment. I want to know from you, what is your vision for specifically the cottage industry? You've been in the commerce and industrial promotion for so long. What is your vision? How can India strengthen its hold in the MSME ecosystem?
That is our spinal column. The MSME sector for the whole of India is our spinal column in the economics of this country. And therefore, the Narendra Modi government has done a huge amount for the MSME sector. In fact, we worked with them a lot, attended their conferences when we were working in Madhya Pradesh. And we see that there are very big pockets in many areas in Madhya Pradesh that have an association, that are working together with the government, that are working together with the central government. The central government has a lot of programs where they are giving loans especially to women entrepreneurs. So if you follow that track, and everything is available on the computer, what wasn't available to the MSME sector 10 years ago is, the world is at your feet. The world is at your feet.
Right. One message that you would like to give to, upcoming women entrepreneurs and women.
This is a beautiful time. This is a beautiful time. The country, Mr. Modi has taken the country to a scale that we never envisioned 5 years ago. This is not a political jargon. As a practical person who has been in politics, there have been many programs of his that I have been able to use in my constituency and therefore win well because of those programs. So they're very lucky that what we didn't have 20 years ago we have now, that the scale with which this government has moved is now available to the very smallest person who wants to set up a small business, which was not available many years ago. So it's just a question of information. If information can be given out, and it just depends on how much information is given out, that is your knowledge, that is your value. You can do all kinds of stuff with that information.